Hello, this is Daniel Rogers with Geotech Services outside of the Arc de Triomphe in Paris, France. I'm here for the 2015 European Microwave Week. Specifically, I'm here to attend the 2015 European Radar Conference. However, it's more than that here. There's topics on microwave systems, microwave semiconductors, new and emerging technologies. On the radar side, there are things about waveform design, implementation of over-the-horizon radar, and a lot of interesting research topics. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what's going on here and show you a little bit around Paris. Now, for the radar portion of this conference, some of the things that are very interesting that are going on have to do with clever modeling, waveform design, waveform diversity, utilization of some new and novel techniques when it comes to information geometry. And this is something that there's going to be a lot of highlight on this year. Please do take a look at the proceedings and what comes out of this conference. It's very well put together, very well organized, and the speakers have some very well designed and well put together information. And it's not just a lot of novel esoteric things talking about probability and random processes. I mean, there are some things that are interesting when it comes to randomness, and some things that are just sort of nauseating when it comes to, well, what does this actually mean to me? For example, I'm sitting here next to the beautiful cathedral at Notre Dame, and randomly next to me, look, and there's Charlemagne. Well, I really do hope that you take the opportunity to take a look at some of the content that comes out of this conference, and we'll put some stuff on the website later on about what exactly came out of it as far as specific speakers and topics. All right, I found a nice little arbor here in Paris next to the Eiffel Tower, about a block away, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the microwave portion and the conference trade show in the exhibition floor here at the European Microwave Week. What is so interesting and compelling about it? Well, really, this is just one of those places where the world gathers, and it comes together so many different parts of industry and education and products that are available. And just like the Eiffel Tower here, which I'll tell you, it's interesting to see on this scale, and to realize that I'm so far away, and it is so large. Well, just like that, many of the vendors that we use, Cobham, Keysight, Anritsu, Roda and Schwartz, so many of these vendors, they come here and they show up on the scale of what they're really doing in the world of RF and microwave, whether it be antennas or dealing with measurement equipment or software, tools, techniques, expertise, all coming together in one place, and really being able to kick the tires on some things and say, well, what is it that you're doing in this realm or that realm, and having all that come together, being able to talk to some of those that are presenting from industry in the conference sessions, and then see them at their booth and get the opportunity to talk to them. From that alone, there's so much to be gleaned in saying, well, this is what I've been doing, and I go through your catalog page, and this is what I selected. And they might say, well, yeah, that works, but why don't you look over here, over there? Find some ways that will be more interesting, economical, helpful, useful. And this is from component vendors, test equipment vendors, software vendors, all across the spectrum. It's been a great experience so far. One thing I'm extremely interested in when it comes to this conference is the Wednesday portion. There's an entire afternoon and an evening reception that's just dedicated to defense and aerospace, space-borne utilization of the technology that's going into this. Geotech is very much built upon working with the defense and aerospace and the space-based technologies industries. And this is something that really should give us not just the portions of, well, what does this application of technology mean to me, but defense-wise, what are the actual advantages and implications of the technologies being used that are being presented in this conference that are emerging, providing advantages when it comes to the defense industry. Speaking of defense, something about fighting, there's Charlemagne behind me. I'm at St. Samy-Rousseau Square here in Paris to talk about the semiconductor portion of the conference. Now, semiconductors are not really my thing. I'm not really concerned with packaging and die size. I want the output. I want what can I use it for? What's important to me? Now, what's important to me is that a lot of these companies have had GaN stuff in their hands, all like gallium nitride devices, and they've been able to do a lot with them. Now, what we're getting to is we're finally getting to the point where a lot of neat technologies that have come out of the high performance stuff, especially the Cree's put out in the last couple of years, we're going to see the outputs of what are these people doing with all these amazing devices and the technology that they finally had all the NRE time to put it into. That with combined with that with silicon carbide and all the new and emerging technologies, this is exciting stuff. We're finally getting to the point where a lot of these solid state technologies are going to allow us to do a lot of things, especially with radar, that we haven't been able to do before when it comes to clean, powerful main bang pulses and huge dynamic range in small packages. I'd like to see the efficiency come up, but there's some exciting stuff out there. I'll write some more about that later too. Alright, so the European Microwave Week 2015 was awesome. It was smooth, it was well organized, it was very informative. I saw some great talks and presentations, especially the things that I saw from Analog Devices. I was very impressed with some of the integration of the DSP functions into the analog front end. As far as the radar test measurement and some of the novel techniques talks were great. I'm very encouraged about next year. Next year it's going to be where I am now, which is in London in October of 2016. So if you all have the opportunity, come check it out, and I hope to see you London in 2016.